We're going to show you the store today and walk through it. So, one of the difficult things about owning a game store is space. And we have a lot of space here. And even though we really need one big open space, we've really had to make this work. Due to location and other issues, we ended up with a bunch of smaller units. And that's okay because we make it work for us. But we started with 3 units here. Actually, Matrix started as James and Games in just this unit. And then in 2013, expanded to the rest of the units. And now we kind of have a map here that shows you kind of where we're located and then where our Matrix Guild is, which we're going to walk to that side in a minute. But first, let's go in the store and take a look at the interior of the store. Do a little walkthrough here. I'm going to lock the door behind us real quick. So naturally, first thing you're going to see is card displays. We are TCG focused, but we carry a lot of different things. But in here we've got Magic singles, One Piece singles, Arcana singles, Riftbound singles, Pokemon singles, more Pokemon. We've got some Power World in the case right now. We have all sorts of sports. And then my favorite are these 2 stand-up cases. Oh, let me get the lights on these. They look really, really good when they're all lit up. These are our slab cases. So we've got sports slabs, Pokemon slabs. And yeah, we'll just start walking down the store and do a full footprint. So let's go back here first. We'll come back over. Of course, we've got plenty of wax products, sealed magic products. Dice is very important. But this is sort of our TCG e-commerce station. So we have drawers full of cards that are on our TCG player and eBay. And this is kind of where 2 different staff stations for our employees to work through. This is a Roka sorter. It's a card sorter that helps us upload cards en masse to TCG player. We have some bulk pull boxes over here. And then this is the current state of our Pokemon section and our wax sports. We do have quite a bit of sealed magic product, although that's getting a little low now as well. We have some lockers for supplies over here. It's kind of an employee area, not necessarily customer focused back behind the counter, but out on the sales floor, we have a ton of board games. So let's go check out all these board games. Board games are really important to us. And if you're in LGS, and your emphasis is on cards, that's great. But having board games and having other options is a good way to capitalize and sidewind into some other product values. Now, if we come over here, this is kind of like our D&D aisle / tabletop games. Obviously, we're big into Daggerheart as well. Glue, miniature glue, if you're going to do Warhammer tabletop, stuff like that. I highly recommend BSI. They will actually brand all of your glue for you. And then we try to carry every WizKids mini that is currently available, as well as a bunch of books. Obviously, with World of Warcraft coming up, I think there's going to be a lot of people jumping back into the D&D. And just some other random things. We've got some squishies here, some squishmallows. Squishables, sorry. Not squishmallows, as I was informed by the camera woman. Now, this is usually full of storage boxes, but as you can tell, you can never have enough storage boxes. We go through them all of the time. This is our card accessory aisle. Obviously, Dragon Shield is king. These new Dragon Shield Ravnica guilds exclusive arts came in. Those are really, really cool. We've got some other supplies here. Vault-X binders. I think we have an order on the way. We're looking a little shy here. Same with our Warhammer section. Now, we don't do a lot of AOS, but we do a ton of 40K and Kill Team. And this section has been hit pretty hard over the last 2 weeks. And then another really cool product item for us has actually been Gunpla. Now, we used to have way more Gunpla, but again, Gunpla is getting really, really hard to order en masse because everything comes slow boat from Japan. Takes a lot of time, but that's something that we have a lot back ordered too. And then who doesn't love LARPing? Now this is Epic Armory. We met them at Gamma. We do have a LARP community in Northern California. It's not the biggest LARP community where we are, but it's getting there. And just a fun product item. It does get people to stay in the store a little bit longer because they're all hacking and slashing each other. Now I'm going to let in my employee with her hands that are completely full before we go to this back corner. But I need my keys to show you the game room. But first we're going to go over here and we're going to take a look at all of our paints. Army Painter, absolutely love them. We make orders every single week and we still can't keep enough in stock. We're waiting for the racks to switch over from Citadel to Games Workshop paints, and then we'll have that back in. And then we got Pro Acryl here, Monumental Hobbies. A bunch of dice. Chessex is the main brand that we've carried for a long time, but we've really built a cool relationship with Foam Brain. And the really nice thing about Foam Brain is they will brand dice for you, so you can get your logos on the dice. Over here we have Hot Wheels. That's kind of been a sidewind that came along with sports that we went into. It's been really good for us and brings in a different type of clientele, which is really cool. War Machine, poor man's Warhammer. I'm just kidding, War Machine fans. I'm totally kidding. I give my War Machine crew a lot of crud for that. But War Machine's a great game. One of the cool things about War Machine that I think has really found themselves a good niche in the marketplace is the STL files to print your own minis versus the rising cost of Games Workshop and the rising delays in Games Workshop. We still love you, GW, but get it together. All right, let's go and walk next door. Now, before we walk in next door, in 2 weeks, we're finally remodeling our play side. It has been years of wanting to do something different with this play side. Now, what you're about to walk into may remind you of a 50s diner, and we are aware of that. We are working on it. It's been a slow process. The first thing we had to do actually was pick up new tables and new chairs, because when we first bought the store, they were still using plastic fold-out tables and plastic fold-out chairs. And we thought that, it worked, but we wanted something a little bit nicer. Now, that's usually a snack wall, but we don't have any snacks right now. But this is our playroom. The floors are coming out in 2 weeks. All the foam's coming off the walls, the sound foam, the green-black checkered. Green's, the Matrix color. And the old owners plastered this on the walls. And I think it served the current time frame really, really well. But as of right now, it just looks very dated. So we're going to get rid of some of that. One of the cool things I've always enjoyed about this, and unfortunately, Magic isn't the whole store anymore. It used to be just a Magic store. Now it's Magic plus everything else, but Magic was still a primary focus. These are all former playmats. Some of our employees have been awarded at tournaments. The old owners, they were traveling a lot. So it's kind of a cool vibe. Some of these are really unique, and it's really cool to have it as aesthetic, but it's not the aesthetic that we've kind of outgrown this aesthetic. So it's something we're going to change. Back behind that TV is just a closet, and then I don't dare show you the employee room or our back room because it probably doesn't look very good right now. To be fair, we had a very busy weekend. We had 2 employees on vacation. I was at a show with 2 other employees that are typically working. So it was a little crazy. Now we're going to walk out this way and push Ansel out of the way. Excuse me. And we're going to walk all the... Oh, yeah, Beyblade. We do Beyblade. Kids love Beyblade. Beyblade's been very successful for us. Hi, Ansel. Bye, Ansel. Ansel, lock the store behind you. All right, so now we're going to walk all the way down to our Matrix Guild location. So as you can see, we've pretty much used every square foot of space that we have available in there. Furthermore, when we have big tournaments, we often cap, and we actually have to move all those shelves in the board game section are on wheels. We actually have to move those over just to put in more tables. I mean, we'll have 60 plus people a pre-release. So we had to figure out, what are we going to do for our tabletop players, our D&Ders? You know, people want to play Warhammer tournaments, Rogue Trader tournaments, stuff like that. We needed space for it. So first our focus was D&D, which is the Matrix Guild, which is we're walking to. But as we walk this very rough looking empty building, we just acquired this. And eventually, I think you can see some tables in there. Eventually, we'll have this set up better for tabletop. But it used to be a smoke shop. And when the tenants left, they didn't do a really good job of taking care of it. So we're able to work in kind of a deal because of that. But that's going to be a long time work in progress. And I actually don't have any plans or a budget set aside for that in the meantime. Now, we're about to walk in on a really big fantasy football draft happening because our community members rented the space. Our D&Ders, of all people, rented the space to have a huge fantasy football draft. So we're just going to quietly walk through them and then go throughout the rest of the building. I actually think if I go through this door of the Matrix Guild, we'll be good. But as you can see, the Matrix Guild, pretty large space. And it is 5 private rooms for D&D. And then I'll show you a little project that we're working on as well. So come on in. It's going to be a little loud. Let me hit the lights here. So this is our first D&D room. I think you saw in a previous video, we did partner with Game Theory and WotC to get really nice custom tables. This was painted by a local artist for us, this mural. This was supposed to be more of a tavern aesthetic. As we come over into this room, we have several other rooms. You guys don't have to be quiet. I told everyone that we were going to be walking in on this. So we have another room there. We have another room here. And then these are 3 of our rooms. Now, because these buildings were built in like the 70s, they're not automatically ADA compliant. So in order to make this ADA compliant, we have to kind of have an open area table so that we can get people in here. Because we do have people come in with disabilities, and it can be difficult to sit down and find a table. Now, this room will be turning into our studio for streaming and some other things that I can't exactly talk about yet. But we just took everything out of this room, and we just kind of started that. If you've seen my other videos, I kind of film over here. This is a concrete chair that I was advised not to buy. It weighs a couple 100 pounds. I bought it anyway because I thought it was cool, and that's what I film my videos in. Now, if we walk into this room, now, mind you, this whole space is very much a work in progress. It is not a finished product in any way, shape, or form. We're not even close. We have to finish the remodel on the play side before we come down here and remodel. This is kind of a kitchen-esque area. We have fridges and sodas and stuff for our players, and then this is another room. But now we actually make the kids play in here because children are messy, and this is the easiest floor to clean. So we'll show you one more spot, I think, if the door's unlocked. If it's not unlocked, I won't show you. But for e-commerce, we do have a large... Have a good draft, guys. We do have a large... Oh, it's locked. Anyhow, 3D printers in there. We do a lot of different projects like the risers for card shows. That's all of our eBay storage. It's just a big office area that doesn't really get too much use for retail. But that's kind of it. All I've got for today. Our Matrix walkthrough. Oh, what do we want to see? Merrick's room. We can't get to Merrick's room, unfortunately, but we'll save that for another video. But we do have another room over here, about the same size as that little studio that we're building, but it's turned into a really cool shop for the D&D players in character to come in and buy weapons and scrolls and things. And one of our community ambassadors, dresses up as Merrick, the shopkeep, and is there every Friday, Saturday night while we have D&D going. So, yeah, that's Matrix. Thanks.